How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, All Cops Are Bastards, and Trans Rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that shit, you can get the fuck out of here. This is Broad City, Season 2, the finale. I'm not sure what number it is, but it is St. Mark's. Now, this is also the last Broad City we're going to be doing for a bit. We're going to be putting it on hold until these reactions get a little more traction, and, you know, there's nobody coming over to the Patreon for them, so I'm going to put them on hold until I'm done some of the other stuff. And also, boy howdy, I just have no motivation to get through life right now, so I'm just trying to make my workload less and less, because goddamn, this all sucks. So yeah, this is the last episode we're going to do for a bit. If you want to see more of these, share these reactions with your friends, share them on Twitter, on Discord, whatever. Get them out there. Let's jump into this. I got no predictions. It's St. Mark's. I've never heard of that, if that's a real place, so I don't know. This was, I think, a much better finale than the first one, even if it might not have been as, like, laugh out loud hilarious from moment to moment. I think it was a better finale, and I really appreciate them for taking the chance with doing something so unique such as this for a finale or just for an episode in general of TV. You know, obviously, St. Mark's is much more famous of a place than, like, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it with as much as they wanted to focus an entire episode on it. But I can relate to it a lot more than I can a lot of the other New York stuff in the show that is extremely specifically New York. Because this was a lot like just a boardwalk street or a... I used to live near Ocean City, which is, you know, very popular. And so yeah, it has a very similar vibe where it's just one long street, whether it be like an actual boardwalk street or even if it would be like, I don't remember the name of it, but like the street that is Ocean City, which Ocean City, by the way, was like a completely like man-built thing entirely, which is why it's just like one long street all the way down. And yeah, it's a very similar vibe where, especially as you continue to go down the street, it changes depending on like the type of people and the types of buildings and the just the type of environment and everything like that. And you go a little bit, you know, one way off the street, like left or right off the street, and if you go left off the street, you're just going to the beaches. But you go a little bit right of the street in any direction, you're going into a completely other like side of town and everything like that. Even if it's only a couple feet away, you know, tons and tons of homeless people everywhere. It sucks to see. Really sad to see. But yeah, especially all the novelty t-shirts and the restaurants with the insanely high wait times that are right on this like touristy place that is where everybody's bringing all this money, and yet the restaurant is the most piece of shit place you've ever fucking seen, and it's run down and it's terrible. And you go around, the classic, you know, Ocean City thing is you walk around for 2 hours trying to find a place to eat. Every place is like, oh, you want to eat here, you want to eat here. It has a 20-minute wait time, it has a 15-minute, it has a 45-minute wait time. And, you know, you just keep walking around until eventually you just get a slice of pizza or a fucking sub. And I love that's exactly where we ended off here, too. You know, you never... Everybody goes to these kind of places, these streets, to, you know, have a nice dinner. But you never actually do. You always end up just getting something greasy on the side. That's all it is. But, yeah, there was so much going on in the background here. This is definitely going to be an easily rewatchable episode. I loved when they were sitting on the blanket, and I don't think they were intentionally doing it as a joke, but Alana accidentally, like, moved her feet a couple times, or her knees, and it was right on the guy's ass, and it really looked like he was just, like, flexing his ass. That was so funny to me. Kept laughing at it, even when a joke wasn't being said. And yeah, fucking Tree Man, goddamn, blends in amazingly well. Like, I'm looking at it again, and holy shit, that is impeccable. That is crazy for camouflage. Damn. And yeah, I assume Tree Man is also extremely famous or something. Like all those, I feel like it's more of a California thing that I'm familiar with. The people that dress up and, you know, are just known as like the thing they dress up as. But yeah, I'm sure that's the thing in New York too. I just haven't heard of it as much, surprisingly. And then, yeah, there was so much, half this episode was very relatable stuff, and then half this episode was, we're going to do something completely, like, just absurdist, like the 34-year-old man stealing this thing and then going into his house, and we're going in there, and then we spend, like, 10 minutes with this mom and him just having a conversation. It's very, this show will try and do, like, a relatable thing, through the, like, when it was only relatable when you were a kid, right? The sort of situation they were in is extremely relatable if you are a kid, but once you're an adult, that sort of situation is not, you don't ever get in a situation like that. So it has to be absurdist for them to get into that situation. But it is still relatable, just in a much different way than we are looking at it and watching it. But yeah, and just both the mom and him just being equally awful. It's like you can't side with either of them. You're just sitting here awkwardly being like, oh, I just want to leave. I don't want to take anybody's side. I just want to go. I don't like it here. Again, Alana in the wig and the shirt looked incredibly cute. Abby as well, but the wig specifically with the shirt with Alana looked so adorable. It's surprising because it's such a stupid shirt, but it somehow looks cute. And yeah, also the thing of just offhandedly making a face or doing some joke thing with your friend and then having to get into a conversation with a person about it. That is annoying, and I cannot imagine how annoying it would be for a woman. I cannot possibly imagine. It's obviously happens a billion times more. But also, goddamn, those shirts were cheap as hell. If I was going at Ocean City, if I went to get a shirt like that would be $20 each, if not $25 to $30 each. It's crazy expensive. It's damn. So yeah, that was actually very surprising. And fuck the dinner scene. I really thought that's what was gonna be a crux of the whole episode or something, and then we were just like, nope, we're done. Really quick, that feeling when you go out to dinner, you recognize somebody that you remember, and they're super annoying, and the Facebook thing, the cringe. Oh god, the amount of why I should go into a full panic attack when I'm talking to somebody, and they're like, oh, how come you never did this? Usually Facebook. 99% of the time it's Facebook. And it's like, I don't, I eventually went on my Facebook and just removed every single friend I had on Facebook. So that way I still have a Facebook in case I need to check something on Facebook or look at something. I'm not sure if it's changed now, but I remember in the past you couldn't unless you had an account. So I just had an account for that, and then people would complain and be like, why do you have no friends on Facebook? Why are you not responding to me on Facebook? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fucking hate you guts, that's why. But thankfully I've never run into somebody, during dinner and going out at a restaurant or something. Never done that, thank God. What are the odds that you would run into somebody in New York as well? It's fucking crazy. But yeah, I was honestly, I was half expecting it to just be the cold open for the entire episode. Just, we're walking down the street and talking for the whole episode. And I do think that's where Broad City really, again, I've said it many, many times, but I do think that is where it revels. I think that is what it is best at. Just doing casual conversation and just making it feel like we're just actually following their lives rather than an actual rom-com or a just situational comedy or whatever. Feeling like we're actually just following a random person's life. And that's absolutely what it feels like for half the time. And there are plenty of shows I've seen where the just talking between the characters is a lot funnier than this, but I think it's the commitment to it that makes it so much specialer. It's not the fact that just them casually talking is hilarious. It's not. It just feels like a normal conversation. Whereas a lot of other series where they do the characters are just going to casually talk as they walk for a bit, it feels kind of that's not how people, it's funny, but it's obviously not how people normally talk. Whereas this is funny and how people normally talk. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. Yeah, it's kind of straightforward. Not much more to go off of that. But, yeah, I will see you guys for something else. Try and remember to spread these reactions. Show them to your friends. Show them on Discord. Show them around places. That's the only way I'm going to be doing more. So, do that, please. Get the fuck out of here.